behaves. And I went back and looked. During
my hair to prepare a speech for you.
Börja med att bekräfta att arbetet mot
In other words, trading with other countries.
Political correctness is a term some of you might recognize because it has gained so much momentum in today's society. It is a battle between what some perceive to be right and what others perceive to be wrong. It is for some a battle of rights to protect the people that don't have a say in society. However, it has become possibly more about censorship and other restrictions, which has caused the debate to take a horrible turn.
The social justice side, such as Black Lives Matter supporters, LGBTQ supporters, body positivity supporters, and liberals. On the other side, we have the truth tellers, often right-wing people or libertarians, such as Donald Trump supporters, gay bashers, anti-fat acceptance movement, and of course conservatives.
A large part of this debate was spawned from the election in America. Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump's political incorrectness put the topic on the maps. It's the same in other European countries. A nationalist leader gaining the people's support and moving on from there. We wanted to go to America, the birthplace of democracy, to take the pulse on the streets. But we didn't have enough money, so it was Amsterdam instead. But hey, Amsterdam and Holland also had a political election fairly recently, so, you know, the people might be pretty up to date on this stuff. And it's the same thing, a nationalist leader versus the establishment.
Do you think that political correctness brings more good or more evil in general?
I suppose in my opinion, I would say it's a hard one to quantify, but I'd say in my opinion probably the latter, to be honest. The way it's going too far in my opinion.
Yes.
But I do think respect for everybody is important, of course, and like using hurtful language is not a good thing.
I suppose in this day and age it's a very different day and age to how it was 10, 20, 30 years ago, and you have to be very careful in terms of what you say and who you offend by saying it, basically. But that said, as I say, I think it's got to the point now where you can't say anything, even in jest, even in humour, basically, without fear of actually offending someone. So, yeah, it's a difficult situation.
I think it's important to, I think focusing too much on political correctness as a language in itself is kind of elitist in a way, because you exclude people who may not have had access to education where you learn the correct way of discussing sensitive things.
Yeah. Do you see any benefits with being politically correct?
Yes, there are benefits, obviously.
And even though the bald man could not name any benefits, he is right. There are benefits. It might open up for a more warm environment where people can feel comfortable to share their emotions and opinions. However, it also brings risks, such as safe spaces in colleges. Well, this could be a good or a bad idea. However, some people could say it stops the progression of freedom of thought and speech.
I think sometimes it's necessary to have separate rooms for groups of people, but in the long run I don't like the thought of safe spaces, because I think it leads more to separatism than that we should accept each other.
I think it is pity if there are needs for safe spaces. I think that universities should be the foundation for our future society, where people treat each other in a decent way and have an open mind. If it's needed, we should probably address the core of the problem instead, rather than just to try to hide or avoid it. But if there is a need, I think it could be valid to have safe spaces, regardless of type of oppression. In that case, anyone should be able to have their own safe space when it's needed, regardless of who the oppressor is.
Okay, thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
And then again, when it comes to education, you might run the risk of excluding people. With the colleges and their safe spaces, you might provide an education and a debate for the people free to take it, the attendees of the college. But the people being attracted by the simple rhetoric of nationalist leaders and political incorrectness, they are not very educated. And this is what the young woman from Amsterdam was talking about. Political correctness becomes a tool for the elite, which is very dangerous because, like we have seen, it is very dangerous. These political, not masterminds, but opportunists, say whatever comes to mind, and for this, they win the people. And the elite needs to realize that the people are not politicians. When they do that, we can fight political correctness and political incorrectness at the same time.
We can overcome the big banks.
Because they are the same entity. They present the same threat.
Well, I mean, you can become the president of the United States now.
Yes, and offend the world. Exactly.
Yeah. Would you be politically incorrect to become the president of the United States?
I don't think I'd be quite as bad, no.
No, okay.
But I might have a couple of issues, yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.